I get asked all the time how I budget my bike tours and how I spend my money wisely, I should say, while I'm traveling. So right now I can't go anywhere. We just survived this epic snowstorm, so I feel like this is a perfect time for me to go over the actual numbers that goes into my bike touring when it comes to money. Okay, for this, video, let's just pretend that I do make about $1,300 a month. This is after I pay for everything, by the way. Because technically I do make only like $1,800 a month for me to travel on. So I will budget everything based on that much money a month. At the end of the day, after everything, it's like $1,300 I have solely to spend on bike touring. If you can survive on less, anything extra just becomes more freedom. So $300 a month as soon as I get paid is non-negotiable. Automatically goes straight to my baby mom, so my daughter can get the things that she needs. Yeah, so that money every month is a non-negotiable, as well as like a few other odds and ends. Like I pay $20 a month towards Zolio, which is like an SOS device that I have purchased on Amazon. It's only for emergencies. I never had to use it, obviously, but you never know. I pay another $13 a month for Amazon Music Unlimited because I do listen to music on a regular basis, and I love listening to music while I ride, while I'm traveling. And plus I listen to podcasts sometimes too. My phone bill right now is only like $40 a month, but eventually I will switch to Verizon before I start traveling because Verizon has phenomenal service, but it is relatively more expensive. So I'll probably be dropping about $120 a month on a phone bill. And then I pay like $2.99, which is like $2.99 for like iCloud storage. I think it's like a couple of gigs. And then I also pay $26.93 a month for Planet Fitness. I highly recommend, if you're traveling on a bike around the US, to get a Planet Fitness membership so you can have a place to shower if you want to work out, or if you need some Wi-Fi to upload a YouTube video or something like that. If you're into content creating, there's a lot of Planet Fitnesses around the United States. So I got the subscription, the black card one, so I can go to anyone around the US if I want to. And those are my non-negotiable bills before anything else is like there, whatever's left after all that, because those are like the most important things I have to pay, is a phone bill, money for my kid, the Zolio SOS device, just in case something happens, music, just so I can have it, the gym bill, just so I can, go to any gym I want and shower if need be. So after that, what I have left is I usually spend only maximum $150 a week on hotels. However, the caveat is I do stealth camp 6 days a week. So I pick a day randomly throughout the week that I want to get the hotel. So it's always just 1 day a week guaranteed. And the max I'm willing to spend is $150 on that hotel. But I usually try to spend way less than that. Like I usually try to find the most dirt cheap hotel rooms possible. I mean, disgusting, like nasty bed bug ridden rooms. Yes, they are not ideal, but that's why I carry sleeping gear so I can sleep. Because I'm just looking for a place to shower, do my laundry, and charge shit and upload videos. That is the only purposes I need for those hotel rooms. So I don't care if they're disgusting, really. So I do look for dirt cheap hotel rooms. It is my own personal thing. I don't care. I don't care for anything fancy. But I do set aside at least $150 a week just in case I do need that money for something nicer if a janky one's not available. But it is what it is. I do look for specifically janky ass hotels. When it comes to food, I typically only go to two places, usually, because they're widely everywhere. Usually Dollar General and Walmart. Typically I go to Dollar General more. For some reason, I don't know what the hell the phenomenon is about here in the United States. There's like a Dollar General around every freaking corner, man. So it's like so easily accessible, and they do have healthy foods. Now, if I have to estimate, I'd say every week on food, I may spend maybe $80 at most, maybe. So, you can round that out. 80 times 4 is, it's about $320 a week, but it ranges from, for me personally, about $300 to $400 a month on food minimum. So a golden rule I try to tell people when they're bike touring, on top of the budget you want to have for your hotels once a week, or stealth camping and food and your bills, whatever you got to pay, because you are still living your life. You may not have an abode, but you're still living. You know what I mean? So you do have to, have some money to travel. And I always keep telling people this, if you don't have the money to travel, I really don't recommend that you do it, because bad situations can come and then you're fucked. And that's just real life. And I've been in those situations before. Now, emergency money. I highly recommend whatever touring bike you have, and this is just me personally. My bike personally was about $1,500. That's just like brand new. Like if I was to buy a brand new Surly Bridge Club, it would be around plus shipping like $1,600 altogether. So hypothetically, when I'm traveling, I want to at least have that much just set aside for anything emergency. And it doesn't have to be just for your bike. $1,600 can go, a couple days in a hotel, a couple days of food, any kind of repair on your bike whatsoever. But I do recommend that anybody that travels on a bike should have at least some kind of emergency money set aside for enough to buy a new bike, minimum. That is like bare minimum. And that's what I'm going to do as well. Another thing I will be doing on the road, it will be investing. I need to start, setting up something for my daughter when she gets older, when I die, because I will die one day. So money doesn't mean nothing to me personally. So I will start up an Acorns. I use the app Acorns, and I will be using that to invest maybe just like $100 a month, just to make sure I have something built up for her when I get older, you know what I mean? And so she doesn't struggle in life. And that's my main goal. But I'm also getting a secure credit card because my credit is absolute dog shit right now. It's like really bad. So my goal during this travel is to get a secure credit card. And how that works is basically if you have really bad credit, you can get one of these secured credit cards where you put a deposit of your own money into this card. So for example, $200-$300 deposit, and that would be your limit. And my goal is to usually just use this credit card for one bill, just my phone bill. That's it. Every month, have that credit card automatically pay my phone bill, and then have that credit card set on auto pay. So as soon as it's like time for me to pay off that credit card, it automatically just pays it, and my credit just goes up by itself without any effort at all. And that's literally my textbook, guide to my own path of raising my credit score. So when I do get back from this trip, my plan is to buy a house for my daughter, for myself, a home base. So when I do start taking off traveling to other countries, I have somewhere to go back to, and I'm not struggling to find somebody else to live off of, more or less. And another thing you want to have is like a little bit of money set aside just so you can enjoy some activities, so you can go have some fun, enjoy some, some of the local cuisine wherever you are. When I was in New Orleans, for example, I wanted some spare money so I can indulge in some of the food down there, so stuff like that, so you can enjoy some activities and actually have a good time. Bike touring should not just be you just riding miles every day and just looking around like, oh, this is great, I wish I could do that. So set aside a couple $100 so you can have some fun, So at the end of the day, can you actually live off $1,300 a month while bike touring? Absolutely you can, but it takes extreme discipline, and that is one thing I'm actually working on while I'm on the road, is building discipline. And this is for my future life. I know maybe I'm late. I'm 36 years old. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a little late on this shit. Trying to build something, trying to build discipline, build something for the future. But I'm still doing it because we're all alive still. Might as well have something going on. So that's it, guys. Much love.